In this video, we're going to talk about the importance of buying the best pressure washing equipment possible. Don't go anywhere.
Out in Ohio where the rents are fly. Got a man named Mike.
Welcome back to the channel. My name is Mike. They call me the Fresh Rinse. And in this video, we're going to talk about the importance of buying the best pressure washing equipment on the market if possible. And this is going to be a good one. We are here in Hamilton, Ohio, not far from my home, to wash this dirty one. It's quite dirty. In addition to washing this dirty house, we're also going to wash this shed as a freebie. Hey guys, Mike here, the Fresh Rinse. As you know, on this channel, we're always talking about investing. And I can't think of a greater investment than for you to do what so many already have, and that is to join my new channel called Exclusively Fresh. It's jam-packed full of rewards and benefits. From a 3 to 5 minute motivational video sent to your email inbox every single morning to a long form video every single month where we come back into the classroom and break down the analytics of a particular wash job. We'll even have a monthly pressure washing challenge where you and I compete at different pressure washing related activities. And possibly the greatest benefit of all is a 20-minute phone conversation between you and me, the Fresh Rinse. So if you want to level up your pressure washing business, text XFresh to the number below or simply click the link in the comment section and you can become a member of Exclusively Fresh. I can't wait to see you there. This is opportunity 4 of 5 on the day. It is exactly 1:30, I think. Let's see, just before 1:30. On this October the 2nd, 2024, 4 complete house washes in this shed and then a partial wash that we've already completed. Seems to be quite a conversation within the pressure washing industry about buying the cheapest equipment possible. In fact, the same guys who get frustrated that their customers are asking for discounts are getting on Facebook and asking, where can I buy the cheapest equipment? I think that's funny. But I get it. I'm not in the business of wasting money. In fact, I still believe that old saying, a dollar saved is a dollar earned. When I first began pressure washing 10 years ago, I was on a shoestring budget. I tried my best to get the best equipment at the cheapest prices. And more often than not, it ended up costing me more than if I would have just bit the bullet and paid full price for the best equipment. So I can already hear people in the comment section, understandably being frustrated with this video already. They're like, Mike, you don't get it. I don't have a lot of money to sink into this business. If I'm going to make a go of this, I'm not going to be able to do it with the best equipment. And to that, again, I say, dude, I get it. I know exactly what you mean. I'm saying now, with a decade into this industry, looking back, I can see not saving up to get the best equipment was a big mistake. One of the problems with our industry is that the barrier to entry seems to be super cheap. And it's true that overhead, by and large, is not as expensive as some industries. But let me ask you a question. If you had to buy the best equipment, if you had to hire someone to run Facebook ads, if you had to pay for expensive advertising, if SH and other chemicals weren't cheap, could you do it? Or do you think that you can do this because the barrier to entry is so low? If that's what you're thinking, my point is that's not the best mindset to start out with. Because it's hard to lose that mindset. It's difficult to go from the poverty mindset to a wealth mindset or an abundance mindset. It's almost impossible to do. Even if you have to save and save and save, it would be far better to enter into the industry with the best equipment possible, as opposed to figuring it out later that you've wasted a lot of time and money getting the cheap stuff. There are certainly exceptions to that rule, and you may be the exception. And if you are, that's awesome. You saved some money and you're doing well, and you didn't have to buy the fancy stuff. But for most people, that's not going to be the case. If you're wondering what this is, the homeowner has put together this whirly jig of metal shavings of some, I don't know what it is. And they did that so that birds and critters wouldn't try to get into the vent. So please don't think that I'm suggesting that if you don't have the best equipment, that you're not a professional or that you're not going to make it. I'm simply saying that it's not about the equipment, it's the mindset that I'm speaking of. So let's talk about 2 or 3 things along those lines. Check out these gutters. Oh yeah. They're gonna be so happy. Happy. The first thing I wanna say is, don't be cheap. Now, again, there's a difference between being cheap and trying to save a buck. I totally get it. Again, we're talking about the mindset. But one bad mindset leads to another bad mindset. For instance, when you're cheap, you'll look to cut corners. You'll begin to want to reinvent the wheel. Here's a case in point. A lot of people want to try to build their own downstream injector remote box, and people can pull it off. Good for you. But what most people find out is that what they're really paying in addition to the parts is for the time of the person who invented the Flow Pro, Judd West. He's already went through the learning curve. He already knows exactly how to do this. And because of that, I'm not just paying for the Flow Pro, I'm paying for his investment of time, energy, and wisdom. Now, I'm no longer walking all the way back to the truck to turn on and off my soap. When I first began washing 10 years ago, I began with a borrowed 2.5 machine. It did have a Honda engine and it was a workhorse, but it would take me forever to do a job like this. When that machine finally bit the dust, I was the guy on the Facebook channels asking that same old question. What's the best pressure washer I can buy with $350? Yeah, that was me. I'm very grateful for the guy who private messaged me on Facebook and said, you don't need to buy another 2.5 machine. You need to go to Sherwin-Williams, and at that time, for about $1,650, you could buy a nice 4 GPM machine with a Honda engine and a general pump. I got that and a 20-inch surface cleaner for just over $2,000. I was scared to death because I had no money and I had to finance that through Sherwin-Williams. I paid it off in about a month. And by the way, I just gave that machine away the other day to a local washer who's just getting started. And I had upgraded the pump to a 5.5 general pump. So this brand new washer is getting a workhorse of a machine, and that gets me excited. I would have loved to have had a leg up like that when I first started. That learning curve cost me a lot. So after that learning experience, I was determined to only buy equipment that would create efficiency in my workspace. I went from a 2.5 to a 4, and my mind was absolutely blown. My time was cut in half. Jobs that were taking me 3 and 4 hours, I was now doing in 2 to 3 hours. And I could do multiple jobs in a day. I began to make money because I changed my mindset. Now, instead of working in the garage on my equipment, I was working in the field on my business. And by the way, money isn't made in the garage. Money is made out here doing the work. The mindset shift happened for me when I stopped using the word cost and buy. Instead, I began asking, what is the investment? How much am I going to have to invest for my business to be the best that it possibly can be? You see, when you're talking about cost and you're talking about spending money instead of investing money, then your mind is always going to be on the money that's going out instead of the money that's coming in. You'll always be looking at the outgo instead of the potential income. So I no longer buy equipment. Instead, I invest in efficiency. And the result of that is more money, because time is money. Another question that serves to change our thinking as it pertains to money is this. Instead of asking, how much is it going to cost for that course? How much is it going to cost for me to upgrade? How much is it going to cost for me to hire someone to do my Facebook ads? How much is it going to cost for a CRM? Instead of asking, how much is it going to cost? Instead ask, how much is it costing me not to have it? How much is it costing me not to make that investment? That's the question. Okay, we are all done on this job. Time to go to the next one. Here in a second, we'll look at our clock, see how long this one took. I do remember the day when this job would have taken me several hours to accomplish or to complete. Check this out. This is why you tape off outlets right there. But today, this job took me less than an hour. And that's with making a video. Let's go to the next one.